All right, we're watching Dalcots, who is going to be playing Lucio for offense and then Kiriko on defense. This is Gold 2 on PC on Numbani. Is it really my fault I'm stuck in Gold now after peaking Diamond 3 as a support, or is the matchmaker effing me up? I'm an Overwatch 2 player, didn't touch it before Overwatch 2. I started in Season 1, got the Gold 5, then Diamond 4 in Season 3. Season 4, I peaked D3, and now I'm struggling to get out of Gold. Obviously, I make some mistakes, such as positioning and ult usage, but is it really why I'm hard stuck Gold 2? As I said, I do make mistakes, but I feel like my team dies way too much this game. Any help is always appreciated. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this game. I watched the whole thing. I think we're probably going to end up reviewing the whole game, so I think it's going to be a longish one. But before I review your gameplay, I'm actually going to show you it from your tank's perspective, especially on offense. So the lineup that you're running here is going to be Lucio, played by yourself, and then Mercy, who's going to be the other support. If you aren't aware, Mercy's whole job is to blue beam, right? To damage boost. If Mercy is healing, it should be the bare minimal amount of healing possible. If you look at stats for bronze mercies versus GM mercies, they have almost identical amounts of healing, like literally like within like 5%. It's like a crazy close number across all the ranks. The difference between a bronze mercy and a grandmaster mercy in terms of stats is the grandmaster mercy has way more damage boosted, like a ton more damage boosted. So that's how you win games as Mercy, is damage boosting. And everyone on the team should know this, right? Everyone should think, I want my Mercy to be damage boosting all the time. And when my Mercy is damage boosting, I want my Mercy to damage boost the highest damaging hero on the team, right? Because Mercy adds 30% damage. 30% of a larger number gives you more damage boosted than 30% of a small number. The highest damaging people on your team are always going to be the DPS players. So that's who you want your Mercy damage boosting, not the tank. Sometimes it's okay to damage the tank, but I'd say the 75% plus of the time she should be damage boosting the DPS and then healing them when they're in danger and then going back to damage boosting. That's how you win games. So in this game, you're going to be running Mercy, who, remember, should be focusing on the DPS, and then you, Lucio, who is the second lowest healing hero in the game. Right? Zenyatta's definitely lower, and then between you and Brig, it can get a little iffy, but I'd say Brig probably still heals more than you on average. And then Mercy's like basically right above you. I think her Valk gives her a lot more extra healing. So if this is the case, that your Mercy's supposed to be hanging out the DPS, and then you as Lucio, you're playing with the Rhine, which so you're like, okay, you'll play Lucio the Rhine. Who heals the Rhine though? Like, you definitely enable the Rhine. Lucio's obviously an excellent support, one of the best supports in the game, if not the best support to play with the Rhine. But who is actually going to heal the Rhine? Like, it's great if you can, like, boost him in and then you can, like, win the fight right away. But if you don't win the fight in the very first engagement and your Rhine has, like, 200 health, literally, how does he get his health back? Right? Because you're going to take forever to heal him. Even amped, you heal at, like, 50, 55-ish or something like that? 55, 60? So that's not nearly enough health a second to like get the Rhine back into good shape, and it means that you used amp just to heal your Rhine. If you don't heal the Rhine, you heal for like 24 health a second or so. That's going to take forever to heal like 400 something health. So that's kind of like a core issue of this particular lineup. And if we go back here, actually, I forgot to check this. Let's look at what the picks are. So you actually pick first. And this is something that I tell people is the ideal way that Overwatch is played is that the tanks chooses first because they're going to choose based on the map and their hero pool. Okay? So Numbani, for example, is a fairly vertical map. I would probably pick a hero that can challenge high ground like Winston or D.Va or Doomfist or Ball, but I don't play Doomfist and I don't play Ball, so I'd probably pick Winston here. Right? So that would be like what I would choose here in this situation. And your tank may not play Dive either because we don't actually see them play Dive here all game. So they're going to end up picking Rhine because they feel comfortable with Rhine in this situation, which is totally fine. After the tank picks, then the DPS pick, because the tank pick is going to determine what style of gameplay that your team composition is going to be. So if your tank picks Rhine, then your DPS should pick heroes that synergize well with a brawly tank. If your tank picks Winston, they should pick heroes that synergize well with a diving tank. Then from there, the supports pick whatever they can do to help the other three. So for example, if all three of these heroes pick are all dive heroes, right? Then we probably shouldn't pick like, Brig, let's say. in this. I mean, there's a scenario. It gets kind of iffy there, but like, no, Yari would be actually a better example, right? If all three of the other heroes are all dive, right? If they go Winston first, followed by Genji, followed by Pharah, I don't want to pick Yari here. That's clearly the wrong choice because the pylon's never going to be able to heal anybody because they're never even going to be near me. So that is like an indication of like, look, I need to pick a support that's actually going to synergize well with the team. Now, the reality is, especially at lower ranks, the game is not played optimally. Okay? People may only have one hero, right? They might be one tricks, for example. In which case, so be it. But I'm just telling you that's the way it generally should be played. And if you want to win games, it's important to know what is the optimal way to play the game to win. You pick Lucio first, Ryan then chooses, okay? And then from here, if the other player on your team, the other support on your team, if they could play like a Kiriko here, or an Ana, or a Baptiste, I think you'd be in good shape. But unfortunately, they pick Mercy. I don't know, maybe they're a Mercy one trick. I'm just noting. Maybe you're a Lucio one trick. You're not because you play Kiriko. But I'm just noting here is that if you played anybody but Lucio here, I think you would get a lot more value in this situation than playing, for example, Lucio. Okay, so back to why does this all matter? Why am I spending so much time talking about this? Let's watch your ride. You're going to go in here. You guys are going to get ready to go underneath. The Pharah's going to get picked here on your team. Yep, Echo's going to die. And then your team is going to reset, which is fine. So what your Ryan is going to do here, he's going to be like, okay, this is not going to work, and he goes right back. This is actually a good call by your tank. Your tank actually makes a lot of really good decisions here. They obviously make mistakes, but I actually, having watched the tank gameplay, they actually do make a bunch of decisions that I really agree with. So the tank immediately switches to Ramatra, which I think is a great call here. Why? Ryan is a very greedy tank. He needs a lot of healing to do his job. That's just the nature of playing most of the Brawl tanks. But Ramatra is like a mixed hybrid of poke and brawl. When he's brawly, he does need a good chunk of healing to do his job. But when he's pokey, he doesn't really need much health, right? Pokey being in his staff phase, and then brawly being when he's in his punchy boy phase, right? Nemesis form. So if we skip through here a little bit, we're actually going to notice there's going to be, not right now, but eventually there's going to be some good opportunities where you're going to see how having the extra health that he gets for free from having Nemesis form really helps him do his job in a way that he wouldn't have been able to do as Reinhardt because he would have just gotten low and then that would have been it. So, but again, even as Ramatra, I'm going to note that the healing is going to be a huge problem. So right now, it is 1, 2, 3, 5, right, 5 on 4 right now with 1 responding. Okay, so it is a 5 on 4 situation. Your Ramatra just killed 1, so it's a 5 on 3. He's pressing the advantage. The Mercy has taking a hit. He's pushing forwards, right? Mercy's in a good position here, or rather a bad position for her, good position for your team to get a kill. But I would note the Ramatra's down to 224 health, and now he's super low, 155. Okay, and because he gets so nervous that he's going to die, which is fair because Doomfist is diving him, he has to put shield down. Not up here, which would help him go forwards and take the point, but way back here because he's so afraid of dying. Because again, he's super low here. Now notice the fact that he's getting healed almost exclusively by your Mercy. Like this is like 75% of the healing right now is coming from your Mercy. Then as soon as the Mercy stops healing, look at his health. Right? You see how little healing this is? Like this is virtually nothing to a tank. Right? It's taking you a very long time to get up here. And now you see that he pops Nemesis and gets a ton of health again. So, that's indicative of like, look, if he got enough healing, he would just walked forward and walked over the opposing team. And people always say, oh, don't heal bot, don't heal bot, don't heal bot. Which is true. But on the other hand, if your tank doesn't have resources to do their job, then they can't do their job. And you gotta figure out how to win without your tank, which is nearly impossible. Right? It's not a consistent way to win without having healing for your tank. But again, this is just one example, right? Things are going to be fine here. We're going to cap. Again, notice that the Ramatra Sword is very, very, very helpful here. Okay, goes forward. Skip, skip, skip. Nothing super exciting, right? Just pushing up the cart. Etc. Alright, things are going well. Rolling them. Still going well. Skip, skip, skip. Right. So again, over here, it's getting low. Notice Mercy has to be the one healing him because otherwise he's not going to get healing. Right? That would have killed him if the Mercy had healed. He pops Nemesis, which prevents him getting insta-killed here by the Doom. Right? Again, look how low he is. Look how low he is. Look how the Doom could have just killed him right there instead of blocking. I don't know why the Doom's blocking with full health. Right? But again, he could have died right there. Should have died right there. Super low. Now, yes, he can't be healed, but he shouldn't have been this low to begin with, and thus the purple would be less dangerous to him. But regardless, still low, still low, still low, still low. Again, another defensive shield, right? If I'm the Ramacha, I want to push this corner, then put the shield here, and continue walking them down, right? And killing everybody. So, still going, and then eventually he's going to die. So let's wind this back and play this out in real time as though we were the opposing, or rather your tank. Right? Just chilling here. I think he's going to slam in a second. All right, great. So here's Meteor Strike. Okay, great. From here, low, still low, still low. So we'll call it from 4 minutes, right? Still low, still low. Mercy's forced to heal. Right? Still low, still low, still low. You're definitely alive, right? Because we can hear you when you're in your voice lines. We can see you, right? Still low, still low, still low, right? Still low, still low, still low, and then he just dies because there's just not enough healing. That's 23 seconds that go by where your tank can't really do anything because he has no health. He has to play super defensively. And there are lineups and situations where this works, but like whatever you're doing has to provide way more value than the healing you would have given your tank. Okay? And it is possible, right? So for example, if you are like a Zenyatta and you're just like fragging out like crazy, or like in Yulari, same deal, you know, you're Baptiste on an off angle, killing everyone, Kiriko, same thing, it's possible. But for the vast majority of players, you actually get a ton of value just literally healing your tank and having your tank kill everyone. Because tanks scale, a lot of tanks scale super well with resources. And your Ramacha's not playing poorly, right? Like we saw him carry multiple fights here, but without healing, how is he supposed to do his job? So we'll go again. Coming out right now. All right, again, still plenty of time. 4 minutes to take final point. We're in great position here. I would note he's going to get low here, right? 175. We saw him drop all the way down to 175. The Nemesis Swarm pops him up to 403. Right? Mercy's healing right now in order to keep the Ramacha alive. So he's able to do his job again. Okay, we're good. Fighting. All right, you beat. Good. All right, so beat's going to end. Fine. Right? He pops Nemesis. We're good here. But, you know, Doom is scary. Right? But still good, right? We're winning, we're good. Right? Nothing here is really like healing related. So we're still going. We're just gonna die in backline, that's unfortunate. Reset. He's gonna die here, but this is not related to you. Okay, so run it again. We're sat here chilling. You've lost 2, not much you can do here. Yep, reset, good reset by the tank. Tank pushes high ground, which is good. Nothing super exciting happening here. Right, tank pop skills, or pops Nemesis, get some kills, good, right? I think tanks generally, I would say, playing fine, right? Well, for this rank, for sure. Like, for gold 3, yeah, this feels good to me. I think the Damn Doom's gonna kill everybody. Yeah, Damn Doom plus High Noon is fine. Plus Doom ulti. Okay, so, we're gonna come out again. So now we get another fight where like, a real fight, sustain is gonna matter. Ramacha's gonna get lit up here. He's at 90 health, 100 health. Notice how the Mercy's healing. Remember, every second the Mercy is healing is bad for your team. It's not necessarily like worse than the Mercy. Like obviously the Mercy should not be damage boosting like right now with the Ramacha with 90 health. But I'm just noting that every second your Mercy is forced to heal somebody, it is statistically less likely that you are going to win the game compared to if the Mercy was damage boosting. As an overall thing. I'm not saying that Mercy should never heal. That's definitely not what I'm saying. I'm just noting that if the split of your Mercy's time this game is favored for healing versus damage, you are probably going to lose. Alright? So, super low, still super low, still super low. Beat comes out, presumably to save your Ramacha right now, which is really, really bad, right? This is a super bad situation. Like, your Ramacha is probably fine here if you're literally any other hero that can just heal him, and then you don't pop beat here, right? This is a really, really bad beat. Right? You get slept. Not going to do anything with it. He's going to pop his ulti. Gets through. Now, this beat would be excellent to save everybody. But of course, you don't have beat. And that's basically it, right? You're not going to get a real contest after that. So, hopefully, that's going to, like, hammer home. Tanks who don't get enough healing cannot do their job. And yes, sometimes as supports, you can still win the game by not healing your tank very much because you're just carrying in other ways. But let's watch your gameplay now and think, is what you did instead of healing your tank better than the value you would have gotten if you just healed your tank as like any other hero, such as Kiriko? Let's see. So we're going to come out here, you're waiting with your Ryan. As a reminder, this is where your Echo's going to die to the Pharah, and then you're going to be forced to pull back. Right? I mean, I think I would have been playing here because you see the echo gets low. Right here, you come out to the echo, right? No, nobody's actually healing. You should actually been here amped right away. Just amping here would have saved her life because this is a direct. So that's 120 damage. All you had to do was give her like 15 health and she would have survived. But it's not like a big deal, but it forces a reset of this fight, so this costs you like 25-30 seconds off the clock. You're going to die right here. This is pretty sloppy. You're going to frontline right now, and this is something that you're clearly not prepared for higher ranks for. You frontline a lot. Like, you just kind of run the ground at people, and you're not used to people punishing you for it. Because in this situation, like, if I was any of these heroes, I would just straight up kill you. There's almost nothing you could do to stop it. You're, like, well in front, and you should die right now. But you're going to eat a splash, and then you're going to eat another rocket right here. So as a general rule, do not frontline, like be ahead of your tank, that's what I mean by frontlining, unless it's a very calculated risk where you know the enemy is unlikely to be able to punish you for it, and you're gain a lot of value from frontlining at them, often when you're diving a target. That is an important skill of Lucio, to be clear. I'm not telling you to never do this, I'm just saying that is not the situation where you want to do that, okay? Right now, in this 3-on-5 situation, right, because you got 2 dead DPS, why are you pushing forwards right now? This is an overextension. This is what overextending looks like. And I think that you can't even get to, let's say, through... Wait, you're down to, what, gold at this point? Right? You're not even going to get through platinum with that kind of position. It's just not going to work. Alright, so enemy team tries to spawn camp your team, which is a terrible idea. Your team ends up busting through it. Right? Again, none of this happens. The enemy team doesn't try to spawn camp. But... yeah, you know, this is gold. People make bad mistakes. So this is actually a time where I think it is okay to frontline, because your team has momentum, you're pushing down their team. The Fair here is super low, I wish you'd killed her, but that's okay. Right? You're applying pressure to the Mercy, the Doom is too busy to deal with you. I think this is a good moment where I'm like, yeah, this is fine. Yeah, totally fine to go after the Mercy right now. So you don't really get any damage in there, but you are fairly evasive, so net it is okay. Right? I'm not looking at this and being like, oh, this feels like a platinum Lucio, or oh, this looks like a diamond Lucio. This feels like gold too, right? Yeah, I mean, it feels okay. So, we're trying to go in. Meteor Strike's popped. What's your goal of Meteor Strike? Let's talk about Lucio for a second, because we spent a lot of time talking about healing, talking about the tank. Let's talk about Lucio. What's your job as Lucio? And Lucio, in my opinion, is one of the hardest supports in the game to play. Because your job, similar to Brig, your job is not the same every single game. I say Brig is actually easier to play than Lucio, pretty significantly. Your job as Lucio is to figure out, what do I need to do this game in order to help our team win? And technically, that's every support's job, or every hero's job, every role's job. But Lucio has the ability to do all these different things. Okay, he's like a jack of all trades. You can pressure their team, you can enable your tank, you can enable a DPS, you can peel, right? You can control space, you can off-angle. There's a lot of different things that you can do as Lucio. And you gotta figure out, in this particular game that I'm playing right now, what do I need to do to win? And a big part of that comes down to the hero compositions of both teams, and also the situations of like, who's carrying on their team, who's carrying on my team, you know, what do I need to do, what do I need to shut down, what do I need to enable? And that takes me back to, Doom is ulting right now. So at the moment that Doom pops ulti, right now, you're in a good position. You're centrally located, you're between 5 people, everyone's benefiting from your aura. What do you do right now? Doom's popped ulti. Well, what you should do here is that you should, if I were you, I would just climb high on this wall, and then I would keep speed on, and I would get ready to amp. I'd wait probably like a second and a half, 2 seconds, right? Once I hear like the Doom like sounds are playing, and then I would pop amp so that everyone could dodge this and nobody dies. Is that what you do? So, you see how you just left. You're just like, oh, cool, no problem. But this Doom ulti could have killed anyone on your backline. Right? That's a possibility. Like, your automatic response here should be, the Doom could ulti here and kill my backline. It's possible you knew that he was super low, and like that's why you're not worried about it, but like he could still get a double kill here, conceivably. He could like get into the room, get a mega, and like potentially get a kill. I think it's a reasonable danger here. I think it's something that you should be thinking about. And it's going to happen later in the game too, where you're just not really tracking that, or like thinking like, what do I do here to help my team win? right? Little things like I can use amp speed to save team, or like you didn't have amp here, but just even having speed here, would have been helpful, right? Just on speed aura over here allows your whole team to easily get out of this versus running the risk that they would get killed by this ability. Doesn't end up costing you here, which is fine. Right? We're gonna go forwards. They try to contest. It's a bad contest. One thing to think right here is, while you're attacking them, why would you boop them away when the Mercy was actually out of position? Like, this Mercy is nearly dead. If anything, you should have booped right here and booped them away from the corner and potentially gotten kills on the Doom and the Mercy. But you see how you booped them away, and now there's no chance for your team to follow up and kill. Like, little things like that are a big part about Lucio, because Lucio doesn't have any quote-unquote big abilities, right? Ana has Grenade and Sleep, right? Baptiste has Lamp, Yari can headshot people, Kiriko can headshot people, and Suzu, like, a lot of their supports have, like, big, flashy, like, massive impact abilities. Lucio isn't like that, right? It's a lot of the subtle advantages that you accrue over the course of a game. That's how you win as Lucio. And if you don't like that, you shouldn't play Lucio. But that's the way that Lucio is designed, is nothing big, right? Even your amp only heals for like 60 health a second, which is like the base healing rate for a ton of other supports. So, like, that's not great. Obviously, it's AoE heal, which is super helpful, but I'm just noting, like, it's just not that flashy. So, that's something to be thinking about. All right, Sombra's here. Yeah, deal with the Sombra. Great. Excellent. Note here, who should be on the cart in this situation? Should it be your Mercy? Should it be your Mantra? Should it be the DPS? No, in this situation, you should be the one on the cart, because there should only be one person on the cart. Not 3 people on the cart, not 5 people on the cart, one person on the cart. You should just be chilling here on the cart and let all 4 teammates walk forwards. Why? Number 1, Ramasha's a tank. He makes space. He could even go up here and potentially just take this corner away from them. Number 2, why are they not the DPS? The DPS can get picks. Like, the Soldier of the Cassidy could conceivably kill someone from this distance. You have like a 0% chance of killing. Even if you're literally a GM Lucio, there's no way you're getting a kill this far away. Like, it's just not the way Lucio's designed. Like, it's impossible. If you had aimbot at this distance, you still couldn't get a kill. Like, it's just not possible that you could get a kill because of how little damage you do and how long it takes for the projectiles to fly. So, why not the Mercy then? Well, Mercy damage boosts people. So if she damage boosts the Cassidy or Soldier, they can get kills even more, makes the chance of a pick even more likely, versus you can't really do anything here. So you should be the one on the cart letting your team move forward. But you see how the Mercy's like, oh shoot, like no one's on the cart, so she's staying on the cart, which is the correct thing to do. If there's no one on the cart, she's got to be on the cart. But just a note here is that you should have been here from the very beginning trying to get your team to leave the cart and start moving forwards. Now, right now, you are frontlining. You are taking the leading edge of this fight. Is this valuable? Right? Is what you're doing right now a high value thing? Is you going after the Mercy or the Kiriko? Is this high value here? Well, let's see. Okay, you're attacking the Mercy. Yeah, I mean, you forced her to take cover there, which is like reasonable for a second. I don't think she really needed to, but that's fine. Yeah, you're harassing the Mercy. Buys another second, but she pops Valk, so she gets out of it. Right? But if we look at this gameplay, does it look like you did anything? Right? Like, let's rewind this back to when you start that dive. Okay, so here you go. Go. All right, this is the start of your dive. 258. You boop. That boop does nothing. You force the Mercy in. Okay, some value here, right? The Mercy cover. I honestly do not think she needed to cover here because Lucio doesn't do that much damage, and the Kiriko could easily heal. But at this level, she covers for a second, so it's some value. But she comes right back out, so the value is lost. Okay, you boop her in, so that and body block her. Okay, so that takes like 2 seconds off for Valk. That's reasonable. That's some value. Okay, that's fine. And then you're coming in. And you're just kind of walking around. Like, not a lot's happening. Like, you're on speed, but there's nobody to actually fight here. So you speed in. Do you do anything here? I think you just go over this Cassidy's face. I think you boop, but I'm not even sure that you hit him. Did you actually hit him with the boop? Yeah, you didn't hit him with the boop. So this boop that you did does nothing while you're in the air. Right? This boop hits literally nothing. Booping forwards would have been good value. You miss all the shots. You hit one of those. You miss all those shots. Right? Another boop. That boop's okay value, right? Because you kind of boop him forwards, but he's able to roll out of it. You hit like 2 more shots, and that's it. If I'm looking at this, and I think, hey, am I glad that I have a Lucio on my team versus like any other support that could just reliably heal me as a tank? Because I'm a tank player. No, like none of what you did there. I'm looking at. I'm like, wow, I'm really happy our Lucio is here because he helped us win this fight. Like your team just kills everyone, but it has virtually nothing to do with you, right? Cassie's here. He's gonna high noon, right? Gets a kill right there. Shooting, right? He's gonna kill the Mercy. Like none of this has anything to do with you, or like space you're creating, or like speed that you're giving him, or healing that makes any difference. Like none of this is an example of you helping your team win the game. You are just simply existing. And that's the problem when you're trying to climb is if you're going to climb from gold to platinum, you can't be a good gold player. You have to be a platinum player in gold games because that's how you carry them is that you have to play at a platinum skill level. And I'm just not seeing it. Like you just don't have any impact here. Right? Like I said, you just exist versus actually being able to do something like booping the enemy into your team, booping them out of position, right? Doing good damage, right? Pressuring people off, dealing with the supports. Like all these things are examples of good value, but none of which you're actually getting. All right, so you're gonna amp right here. This is actually a pretty good amp. I think you got a lot of healing out of that. So Doomfist goes in. You've already capped, so it's a good idea to hold barrier here. You're trying to keep the Ramatra alive, which is good. Again, note that like you really don't do very much healing. You also break LOS constantly. So as a reminder, Lucio healing auras only work within LOS. So you need to stay in an area where you can see the Ramatra. But when you drop right now, you can't actually see the Ramatra. He happens to be purple right now, but I don't know that you were planning that. Like I think you just need to make sure to always keep LOS on teammates and be ready to react to whatever's going on. This is really unfortunate that Grenade's going to hit her. You're trying to work out the Ramatra, but note, work on the Doom. Your Ramatra's super low here. Probably should amp again just to keep him alive. Yep, you amp. It's fine. Right, we're just chilling. No Mercy right now, so your team's sustain is like 0. Note, you're breaking LOS of the Ramatra, and he can't get healed by you. Just move to the left, and then you're good. And then the Sojourn and the Ramatra can get healed. Like, for when you already have low healing per second, you need to make sure that teammates are in your LOS. And the Ramatra's gonna die. So this is a really clear example of like Lucio just literally can't do anything here, especially since your mechanics are bad and you keep losing LOS of the Ramatra. So you got to make sure to stay in LOS so he's going to constantly get healing. I would note here though, I think there's some... Oh, no. You need... So this actually should be the number of teammates that you can see. So it's actually giving you 2. So I wonder if there's actually a delay on the aura. But yeah, 1, 2... Oh, maybe it's within range, but not necessarily within LOS. I've never actually tested this. I don't like play Lucio anymore, so it makes me curious whether or not. Because your watch definitely has LOS blocked right there. And like for sure has it blocked right now. Like 100% this LOS is blocked and you're still able to heal, which is, or rather it says to. I don't know if it's actually healing or not. Actually, we can check this. Oh, it is healing. Interesting. I wonder exactly how that works. But regardless, I still think you should think about LOS and not for your beat, if nothing else. I wonder if there's like a delay on it or if it's able to get LOS under the cart. Either way, this is a really good example of Ramatra just dying because you just don't have enough sustain. Now, granted, he should have been playing further back, but I'm just noting here is that sort of like slows down your push, which is okay. Reset. You have plenty of time. 4 minutes, you're good. So, I'm going to reset right now. I think you're going to struggle for a little bit. May's out of position. So, you're looking... well, actually, you're chilling here. May's going to pop ulti. So the correct response to Mei ulti as Lucio is to pop speed, amp people, right, and then get out of it. If you want to beat, it's fine. I understand. I honestly would have been fine just dying here, too, because you're super close to your spawn, so who cares? But anyway, regardless, this... the Blizzard just popped. You should have immediately switched to speed, right? Amped and then pop beat, right? All at once. Like speed, amp, beat, all at once. That way, everyone gets a chance to get out of the zone. Because you see right here, you're going to pop beat, but notice with speed, you and the Sojourn would definitely be out of this. The Ramatra may not have been, but you and the Sojourn are 100% out of this, and that means the Sojourn barely gets out. And that means that you can do more with this sound barrier versus just being frozen here and getting wrecked. I think your team is still going to end up winning here. Right? reasonable mechanics. I think that was good mechanics on the Moira. Good enough. So Mei's gonna wall off and come forwards. You're trying to pressure the supports here, which I understand. You're playing Cassidy. I think this is a good off angle. I think right now you really need to commit and make sure this Cassidy dies. And I think this is a situation where in a 2-on-1, even though their Cassidy had the benefit of surprise, I think you have to win this. Because their Cassidy's clearly not shooting at you, so this should be, right, 80 damage, 60 to 80 damage right now, easily, and then possibly you duel him for another second, and then you boop him off the edge. Right? This, I think, is a really bad lost opportunity because it was a 2-on-1 that you could have done something about. And then because you don't do enough against the Cassidy, the Mei's now going to show up, and she is going to kill your Cassidy. Right down here, while you're messing with your Cassidy, he's super low, he's out here fighting a Mei, thought he was getting help, was not, and then you come in, and now you've lost 3. So this goes back to, where's your impact, right? You go on this flank here, you boop people. This is not like a great impact in this situation because boop does nothing. Right here, you have a great opportunity to get a kill on the Cassidy, or at the minimum, like get him super low and send him back for healing. You don't kill him, and you don't save your Cassidy. So this is just a complete loss. It's funny because one thing you complain about is your teammates dying, but your teammate dies here because everyone focuses him down. Like as the Cassidy here, he's coming up, right? Cassidy's on his right. Oh shoot, right? He rolls. Right, retreats. Okay, Mei's on top of him. He also obviously could have played this better, but so could you, right? Like, neither one of you did anything that demonstrates, like, oh yeah, I'm definitely better than the other players in this game. That's what you need to do to climb, is demonstrate that betterness. All right, poking here. All right, so we are frontlining right now. This is a huge mistake. There's no reason for you to ever be this far forward in this situation. Your team is still really far back. The Mei and the Doom are both able to kill you, right? And then now, over here, you have the Ana as well. Like, all of these heroes can kill you very easily. And again, you're clearly not used to being punished for this. Like, you think you can get away with fighting 2 people at close range without any help from your team? This is not the way this goes. This is a throw by you. Like, the death that Cassidy just had, we can say, oh, like, that was a bad death. He should have turned and tried to fight Mei. He probably would have died anyway, though. This is you just throwing, right? Like, your team is way back here, trying to deal with high ground, trying to deal with the Doom, and you're just out here dying. There's no world where you should be dead right now. Okay? Like, that can't happen. Supports should be the last ones to die on the team. Especially Lucio, who is one of the most evasive, survivable heroes in the entire game. Alright, so we're going to reset. Going back up here. Yeah. So, once again, you kill the Moira. Cassidy's here. So, the goal here should be like, look, I just got a kill. We have strong advantage as long as I stay alive. Did you know that Cassidy was here? Oh, you know the Cassidy's here too, because you fought him initially. So, Moira's dead right now. You should think that Cassidy can kill me here. Again, grenade, right, plus a shot means I can die, so I need to be very careful. Or I don't think it can kill you one shot anymore. It's going to be grenade, shot, melee, or 2 shots, obviously. But you definitely shouldn't be coming into the room to challenge him. That seems like the worst possible plan. If anything, you should have either stayed along the outside here, forcing him to come out to have to fight you, or once you reach this point, go between the doors and juke him, and then try to get back outside to avoid the grenade. But this is just a straight throw. All right. Once again, your team got an advantage, or you created the advantage to some extent by getting the kill, but then you ended up dying. So you're going to rejoin your team. Unfortunate, though, because since you're not there, you're not able to hold the team in check. So going back to what jobs that you need to have on this team. Well, their Doomfist is playing pretty well. So if you can do anything to disrupt the Doomfist's engages using your boops, right? You boop, speed, heal, etc. That's going to go a long way to helping your team move forward. Your DPS are fragging out, right? As is your tank. It's because their Doomfist is doing a really good job at pressuring your team that prevents your team from kind of rolling over them. So you show up here late, which prevents you from, kind of seeing the fight, being able to know what's going on. You come out right now. I think reasonable boop to knock him backwards right there. Again, knocking the Doom away from a tomb is often good value. Right here, just pushing him backwards around the corner is good value. But you boop him too late, you boop him into your team, which is exactly where he wants to go anyway. He gets an easy slam in. And you're not doing anything that's stopping the Doom right now. While this is going on, your Cassidy's going to die. Where the heck is your Cassidy? Oh, he's flanking all by himself. Yeah, that's just insane. There's no reason that should be happening, but so be it. Let's go. Right, your team dies. Okay, reset. Alright, here we go again. Doom's here. Now, let's think for a second. I'm on this Doom. Okay, he's low. My Cassie's low. I really, really, really want to make sure that my Cassie lives right now. How do I make sure that the Cassie lives? Well, I have tools. I have Amp coming up soon. I have Speed that can potentially help him. I have Healing that can potentially help him. And I have a Boop that's coming up. Or that you just wasted right now. Oh boy. Like, he's blocking at this moment in time. There's no reason to use Boop. I want to use Boop to prevent him from finishing the kill on my Cassidy. Like, right now, if I Boop him away, potentially my Cassidy lives here. But by wasting Boop while he's blocking, I definitely don't save the Cassidy. Alright, so, coming back here, this is probably one of your most egregious errors. So, looking at the battlefield, currently, it is a 3-on-5, because your Samba's trying to back out. Right? You have close spawn here. Your Cassidy just died. Nobody in the opposing team is low. Why are you popping Beep right now? Is it just save your Ramattra? Because saving your Ramattra here is not going to do anything anyway. Like, I think with 30 seconds here, I think you just let, like, whatever, your Mercy heal or Ramattra, you play slow, you amp, you keep your Ramattra alive, and then you go in after this with Beat. I think that popping Beat here is a mistake. Because you're not going to have Beat when you really need it. Like, you just didn't need Beat here. Like, the whole team is able to disengage super easily. Your Ramattra was not really in that big a threat of dying. And then now you don't have Beat for when you really need it. Because hopefully you're ult tracking and realizes the Mei has not ulted in a while, and it's going to be your job to stop this ulti. By the way, at this moment in time when she blocks, as Lucio, I'm keyed in. I need to kill this Mei. This Mei needs to die here because A, she has Blizzard. B, she's out of position. You can see that she's super extended compared to the rest of her team. And C, she's already used block. So what I'm looking for here is an opportunity to kill her, which could mean, for example, riding on this right wall, shoot, and then Boop her away, and then go through the air and finish the kill that way. And as long as I have speed, Blizzard's not going to kill me, and I should be fine. But you see how you're not targeting her right now. You're still not targeting her, right? You're still not targeting her. Now you just Boop her away for no reason, even though your Ramatra's on her. You're going to hide, but again, with no sound barrier here to save your Ramatra, he's going to die. And with the Ramatra dead, there's like no way that you can take this point. Like, there's going to be some sort of stalling here with the ball, but you don't actually get the card any further. Okay, that covers the Lucio side of things. I would, again, point out, your biggest issues on Lucio is that you die too much. You die too much, you're not saving teammates, you don't provide enough value relative to any hero that could just heal, right? Your like mechanics just aren't good enough, and your sound barriers are whiffs sometimes. I think all those things combined together means like you're just kind of a general like average Lucio for your rank. You're certainly not like a platinum level Lucio. Let's watch Kiriko. So as a reminder for Kiriko, should be attack, heal, should be the weaving pattern. Maybe one attack and heal if you really need to get healing in, but you should be weaving pretty much all the time. You want to look for a position where I can see my teammates and the enemy at the same time. So attack, heal, attack, heal, attack, heal, over and over and over again. That's the weaving pattern. Great, good kill. Your aim, by the way, in Kiriko is quite good. Your aim is definitely better than gold, right? I think that your aim is not an issue here. And I suspect, I asked you a question, I don't know if you got around to answering it, is I was curious what your playtime and win rates were on your heroes, because you look a lot better on Kiriko than you do on Lucio to me. Just because your aim, like you get a lot of impact from your kunais compared to Lucio. Anyway, not a lot happening back here, right? I think your team's gonna easily win that fight. Yes. Okay. Next fight. So nothing really happening again. Yeah, get free attacks in, build your ultimate. So let's look at this healing. So that healing is all good. Your healing accuracy is going to be a big problem, but the primary issue here is you're going to hear the Cassidy right there. Like I can already hear him in my right ear, right? You hear the Cassidy, you hear the grenade, and despite the fact that you know there's a Cassidy in your right, you're going to tunnel vision on this heal, which allows the Cassidy to get a ton of damage on you. And this is going to start like the beginning of like things falling apart for your team. Because now you're low, so now you're in panic mode, which means you have to use Swift Step to get away. And now you're over here and not healing anybody because, again, you're low, right? See how you're not looking to heal anybody or do anything? And now your team is starting to fall apart a little bit, okay? You trade kills, okay, fine, good. These heals have no chance of reaching the Ramattra. You Swift Step to the Ramattra, which I agree with. You Suzu here, which I also think is fine. But now you notice that your Mercy is dead, or is going to die in a second. So that healing obviously makes sense. I think if anything, I would have tried to kill the Cassidy as he's walking in. Because Cassidy's running a straight line right now. This is what like basic aim training is. He's walking the straight line trying to kill the Cassidy. Headshot, and then you save your Mercy. Or from the Cassidy at least. But now, things have gotten out of control, and you kind of lost your ability to win this fight. But it all starts, right? And then you get a good double headshot there, but obviously it doesn't matter because your team's going to lose anyway. It all starts because you tunnel vision on this healing. Like, this is the domino right here where everything falls apart. Because as soon as you get low, now you're not looking at anything. You're not looking at anybody, right? You're not, for example, down here helping to kill the Mei. You're not able to Suzu off purple if needed. You're not, like, over here already, like, weaving attacks in, applying pressure to the back line, getting healing in. You're still low over here, right? Ramatra's getting super low. The Mercies get nervous, starts healing the Ram, but as a result, the Pharaoh's going to end up dying. Right, pop. Mercy, yeah, we might have saved there, right? Maybe giving her time to use concussive or boost, right? Definitely could have survived there, or you could have popped healing into her. There's a lot of potential options. You could have been applying damage pressure to the supports, but again, little things like, oh, hey, I took way too much damage here that I shouldn't have. Now the whole fight's lost, right? Which is a group problem, right? Your whole team, obviously everybody's going to make mistakes here, but you, if you want to climb, can't be the one who's making the mistakes. That's the thing about climbing is you have to be the one who's playing perfectly or near perfectly. The rest of your team can make mistakes. You know, that's how you consistently climb. You're like, oh, why is the onus on me to play perfectly? You're the one who wants to climb, right? So, like, you're the one who has to prove that you're better. If you're truly a platinum player in a gold game, it shouldn't be hard to win at all. Like, if I'm playing support here, I think even as Lucio, I think I could carry this game pretty easily, right? And I don't even play Lucio anymore. I still think that carrying this like gold 2 game would like not be a problem at all. I literally wouldn't die. I could play like the entire first half offense and I would not die. Like I can't imagine what could possibly kill me in the opposing team. It would just be like super easy, and I would just keep everybody alive. And I would pop barrier, right? Occasionally be able to chase down people. I'm like less aggressive than you are, but just like keeping people alive and like constantly applying value would be huge. All right, so. Nano Doom goes in. I think the Suzu here is fine, right? I think I probably would have Swift Stepped here. Swift Step is a lower cooldown, so I probably would have Swift Stepped to the Mercy versus Suzuing here. I think that would have been a better call. But if you didn't have time, I think Suzu is okay, but not ideal. See, because right there, you could have saved them with Suzu, right? Doom goes in, throws Suzu as he's going in, right? Maybe it saves them from the punch, but definitely saves them right now, which potentially gives the soldier a chance to get out. I wouldn't have time, but then you could have tossed the heal in, and then maybe she lives. But I think this is pretty rough. Alright, so you've already lost your soldier, and yeah, I mean, this doesn't really matter. Your death here is irrelevant because the team's lost. Alright, Doom's in. A good headshot. Right? I think your general aim is good. Suzu. Yep, good Suzu. It's interesting that the Cassidy decided to stand still for that. This heal, obviously not going to heal the Cassidy, right? Don't even bother healing when he's not going to get there in time. Alright, holding high ground. Doom's trying to apply pressure. I think I like the peek in the door and make sure it doesn't punch you off. So, you don't have Suzu, but I think it's fair that you didn't have Suzu because, again, the Suzu was to save from Doom ulti. You Suzu here to save. I think this is really good, right? These are examples of, like, high-impact plays. We talked on Lucio where, like, you're not doing anything that makes you deserve the win. Like, that's a big play. Like, saving the Cassidy twice here is a big play. And I think it's going to play a huge role in how you end up winning the fight from here. You pop Kitsune here. Is that the right call? I think it's weird because your tank really shouldn't be this aggressive right now. And she has a Moira. I don't think you should pop Kitsune here. I think you just chill here on high ground with you and the Cassidy working on the Doom. But you might have been worried that your Risa would die here, which I think is fair. But I would note at higher ranks, I don't think this would have been the right call. Risa's going to get super low right now. Attack. You want the attacks right now. Again, this healing is no good. Healing actually is really bad. See how when healing papers are hitting the wall? This is like a lot of lost healing at this moment in time. Try to attack. You Suzu right away. Okay, good. Yep, keeping the Orisa alive. I think your team is going to win this fight. Another crazy high noon. Yep, kill turret. Yeah, good. This is just clean up. We're good. So, keeps coming in. With a Moira on my team, the Moira is going to be focused on healing the tank, so I can play up here more and play with the Cassidy. That's what I would be thinking. Because generally between the supports, you split their attention. One of the supports is focused on main healing, healing the tank, and the other support is focused on healing the DPS, whoever's on the off angle. So Kiriko can do both, but in this situation, Moira is almost exclusively a main healer, so you should let her deal with the Orisa, and you should be up here with the Cassidy. Which becomes super relevant because he's going to die right now. And you still had the opportunity to save him. Again, I think you should have been up there already with him, because DPS need to take risks to get picks, okay? Not every single death they have is like strictly their fault. They have to take some risks to make a play. So you should have already been up here and healing him, and you should have been fine here. But even then, you're going to have an opportunity to go up, and then you're going to miss the Suzu completely. This is a huge whiff, right? It gets you, but it misses the Cassidy. Like, you just need to, when you Suzu, look straight down and then pop Suzu. Losing him right here is fight losing. Because now you've lost the control of high ground, you lost one of your DPS, right? You're in 4 and 5 situation, you're getting shot from above. Okay, you see all these people, like now there's just no way to win the fight. Like something like letting your Cassidy die there is just, again, fight losing. And it's your job as a support to prevent that from happening. And if you don't want to have that responsibility, don't play support, just play DPS. Because there's a lot of your games, like, playstyle that feels to me like you want to be the one who wants to be aggressive, making plays, getting picks. Your aim is like good. Like your aim is better than gold, I would say, on Kiriko at least. So I could see if you're playing like a Cassidy or Hanzo or something, like you could probably, I don't know if you play into the ranks, into the roles, but like you could probably play past gold, right? But if you're playing supports and you're not saving teammates, you're gonna have a really bad time. Alright, so over here, note about your healing accuracy again. Your healing accuracy sometimes is terrible. So Soldier's right here, this should be a 100% heal. Okay? Notice how your healing is not tracking. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I think that's 4 into the wall and then 2 into her is no good. We'll do it again. Right? Also, like, you just kind of throw healing out without paying attention. Like, who are you actually trying to heal? So that's 2, that's 4, right? And then finally, you see those 4 are not tracking, and these 2 are tracking. You should have also... Wait, where did the rest of your healing go? What the heck? Slow it down even more. So, you're going to get heals back right now. Okay, yeah, that's where it goes. So, 2 of your healing is not even anywhere. I think it's just going to your Orisa. 2 are going into the bottom of the platform. 2 are going into the wall, 2 more are going to the wall, and finally 2 are going to the Sojourn. So the Sojourn, who's in a 1-on-1, I feel like you wanted to give her all 10 healing, and you gave her only 20% of it, which is not good. That is not ideal, and it's going to cost you sometimes. Not this fight, but sometimes it will cost you. Like right now. So, again, notice 2 more healing, not on target, 4 more healing, not on target, 2 more healing, not on target. Like, you got to get better at healing. It seems like a silly thing, but like you gotta get better healing. Alright, get picks here. You could just melee the turrets, by the way. You good job getting away. Yep, we're good. Right, won the fight. So still 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I think they're still favored to win here. So don't be chasing the Doom in the situation. There's no reason for you to be frontline. Like, I feel the greed here. You're like, oh yeah, I want to go get him. He's going to slam, he's going to hit 4 people right now, gives him a bunch of adaptive shields, and it's going to start getting you low. That spooks you, so you're going to throw Suzu. And this is going to cost you the game, I believe. Yeah, from there you get punched in, you get super low. Right. And then now, you're low, right? Suzu was forced. You did a good job dodging ulti here with Swift Step, but from here, everyone's getting molted, and they're going to die. So when you look at this, you probably look at this and think, my team all made mistakes, they died. I look at this as your job was to cover up for mistakes, like to kind of deal with the enemy aggression. There's no reason for you to be turning this corner right now. But when you slam in, everyone gets low. You don't need a Suzu right now, but you're scared because you got hit and you saw everybody else get hit, so you're going to Suzu everyone. This is not a needed Suzu, right? Like, it's just Zen and Doom here. And now you pop Suzu, and you haven't got enough healing in, so now your sustain's running low. You're not helping the 1v1 up here, and as a reminder, your Moira should be the one dealing with your Orisa, and you should be the one helping your Sojourn. And now your Sojourn's super low. She's going to die here. Everyone gets punched, and the fight is over. I think from here, do you win another fight? I don't know if you win another fight. Oh, you do win another fight. Okay. So let's go over this fight win. All right. So you're chilling, waiting, right? Regroup. Good regroup. Ah, yes, this one. So you pop Kitsune way too early. So they have no tank right now, I believe. Oh, no, actually, sorry, he's right here. I think your perspective here is I don't want to touch whether or not the card is here or here or here does not matter. As long as it's not here, you're good, right? There's no reason to fight early while your team is respawning. So you should just keep the Sojourn alive right now, play around the corner, keep the Sojourn alive, and then when necessary, touch it at the last possible moment. So I think this is a mistake. And then you end up wasting Kitsune here unnecessarily, because I don't think you needed it there. I mean, obviously it's hard to predict exactly what would happen there, but I don't think you needed Kitsune at that moment in time. So you're going to jump over here to your Orisa. So this should be a full heal. Notice, again, papers going to the wall. That's 4 papers right there going to the wall. And I think 2 more are going into the cart. Like, that's like 66 healing that you're missing right now after your heal. Like, it's really hurting you. Like, your healing accuracy is for sure a problem on Kiriko. And I think it's because you're too lazy and you're like not thinking through. Like, you're sloppy around your healing. Doom gets low. Honestly, I would just stay on low ground here and just go around the cart that way. Dying here is kind of silly. Yeah, dying here is super silly because I think this is going to be the beginning of the end. I would have considered swift stepping to the Tracer, but I think playing here is actually also okay. It's hard without watching it the whole way through, but yeah, keep the Sojourn alive here. I don't think she needed Suzu there, right? 1 heal is 110 health, so even with a Ferris shot, she doesn't die to this, right? Look at her health right now. She's at 155-ish, right? 157. This rocket does not kill her under any scenario. I don't think you need Suzu here. I know it's scary, but I don't think I would have Suzu'd there. I 100% would not have Suzu'd there. Yeah, because I would have wanted to keep Suzu for when the fight gets more intense. You need to heal your Tracer. Another note about healing. Okay, your Tracer's been waiting here patiently for a long time for healing. Okay, she has no health. She's waiting. 2 on target, 2 off target, 4 more off target, 2 more off target. Like, that's 80 health, 88 health that she should be having right now that you don't give her. And now you're healing the tank who's full health instead of the Tracer who's low. And if you don't heal the Tracer, she can't do anything. Again, another 2 on target, 2 more off target. Like, this happens all the time. It's very, very sloppy. And then you're healing the ground for some reason. Right? Sojourn's low here. Sojourn's gonna die. As a note, you could have saved the Sojourn here if you just healed her. 2 on target, 2 on target, 2 on target. Wait. Where'd the rest of the gun go? Okay, here we go. So, I don't know, you wasted that healing. I think that was actually... It's hard to tell. Because it feels like she's not getting enough healing, which is why I'm calling you out on this. Alright, I am overly focusing on this because I'm actually just curious what happens here. Alright, so that's obviously 10 healing, 10 papers that went nowhere. So now you have a brand new heal. 2, 4, off target, right? We can see this is off target. 6, 8. Okay, so you only missed 20% here, which is not that bad. So from here, you can tell your Sojourn's in a ton of trouble, and this is where that missed Suzu was really going to cost you. After this boop, you need to chuck Suzu here to save her life. That would have been a really hard read to make in real life, like real time. But I think that below diamond, I don't think that Kiriko ever throws that Suzu fast enough. I think in diamond you probably have a 50-50 chance of that happening in time. I think if you're a masters level, I think 75% of the time you hit that. I think in GM 90% plus of the time you hit that. But now you're in big trouble mode. Again, notice these papers in the air that are not on target. Like, this can't happen, right? Need good mechanics. Good headshot. Notice 4 more off target right now. 2 more off target. 2 more off target. Like, forget the cart for a second. They're like not tracking. I would go immediately over to the tracer, right? Try to keep her alive. See, I think you have a missed opportunity right now to swift step over, because like you can't do anything right now at this moment in time anyway. Just swift step to the tracer, heal her up, and then she is full health, and then start healing your Risa from there. Like, I would have already been here healing, and then she gets low. Okay, great. I Suzu, kill the Mercy, right? Keep going. And I think this fight is won. So there's like a lot of missed opportunities here. He's super low. You 100% should have killed him from here. So he's going to get stuck. He goes. At this moment in time, he has 79 health. 2 body shots here is a kill. 1. He gets some healing. I take that back. I don't actually think that you could have killed him without a headshot. Right? He's going to pop. You got to heal. Yeah, you're too slow. So, first of all, should have been healing the Sojourn. Second, right? Moira comes out, should have healed the Moira. But it's just not enough. Like, you just lost too many at this point to possibly win the fight. I think the most critical moment was when the Orisa went in. Right here, I swift step to the Tracer, heal her up, confirm the kill on the Zen, right? Or probably kill the Zen, heal the Tracer, right? Then start killing the Mercy, and then the fight is won. Right, because the Tracer would be alive, my Orisa would easily be alive, I would have been able to Suzu to keep the Orisa alive, and they would be down the Mercy and the Zen, and my Tracer would be full health. I think this is easily won. Okay, that was a lot. I don't even know how long this video is. Probably like an hour. In summary, I think we talked about the Lucio ones already. So for Kiriko, I think healing accuracy is something to think about. I think you need to understand if you're a main healer or off healer, and where you should be playing. I think you need to be saving teammates more. I think you need to be healing teammates more. I think your accuracy is good, but you're not always putting yourself in the right position to be able to do what you need to do to win the game. But either way, I still think your Kiriko play looks way better than your Lucio play, as a note. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Hopefully this is helpful.